Hello, everyone. Welcome to chapter 14. I don't even know. It's Tuesday. Holy guacamole. I thought today was Wednesday. All right. I'm waiting for this thing to load because it always starts yapping when I don't want it to. Okay, here we go. Mute. Here we go. All right. Welcome to Inside Talk Show. I'm Carla Elizondo. It's an inside job. We are doing this. We are doing this. We are live. And we are continuing with our reading of The Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. We're on chapter 14, titled The Effortless Way. This is short, sweet, but so rich. Really follow me here. Allow these words to really wash over you, sink in, and let you think of things in a new way. The Effortless Way. The principle of least action governs everything in physics, from the path of a planet to the path of a pulse of light. Least action is the minimum of energy multiplied by the minimum of time. Therefore, in moving from your present state to the state desired, you must use the minimum of energy and take the shortest possible time. Your journey from one state of consciousness to another is a psychological one. So, to make the journey, you must employ the psychological equivalent of least action. And the psychological equivalent is mere assumption. Just assume. Effortless, least action. Psychologically, you're there. The day you fully realize the power of assumption, you discover that it works in complete conformity with this principle. It works by means of attention minus effort. Thus, with least action, through an assumption, you hurry without haste and reach your goal without effort. Because creation is finished, what you desire already exists. Because creation is finished, what you desire already exists. We've talked about this a lot here. Let me say it in a different way. Because you are finished, all the ingredients, the body you live in, you're not going to get a new set of eyeballs coming in off, overseas, off a new planet. You're finished. Every ingredient that you were born with that you need, your personality trait, the gifts, the skills, the unique ways that you do things is already in you. It's built. Now, what we do with them and the infinite possibilities that we can use, those are, like we talked about, the cake mixes. When we have an idea or a desire, it is our soul or our higher self saying, wow, I want that. I would love to bake that cake. I would love to make that happen. I would love to experience that. I would love to taste that. I would love to make that. The fact that you have that desire means that you have all the ingredients. If you did not have all the ingredients, you would never have the desire. We all don't have the same desires. I do not desire to win the Stanley Cup. I'm not a hockey player. I have zero interest. Somebody who does wants it and has the ability, truly wants it with their heart. But only if we get quiet, we can know the true desires of our heart. Not a fleeting ego one or one that we think that was imposed from outside sources. That's why it's so important to get quiet, shut out all the outside noise. Because what you truly, truly desire, you have every ingredient for. The day you fully realize the power of assumption, you discover it works in complete conformity with the principle of least effort. Because creation is finished, what you desire already exists. And I talk about this all the time. Creation is finished. The moment of creation of this whole planet, Big Bang, blah, blah, blah. This was already here. In theory, the possibility of this iPhone has always been around. Jesus could have had an iPhone. It just was not manifest into physical form yet. And look around you. Nothing new is coming. And we can be in fear saying, oh my gosh, then nothing's ever going to happen. We have to switch the way we're thinking about life, our life. We already have it. It just has to come into vision. So because creation is finished, what you desire already exists. It is excluded from view because you can only see the contents of your own consciousness. Only what you're conscious of is what you can see. But if you expand your awareness, raise your consciousness to higher levels, new possibilities, then you'll be able to see it. But you have to do that work first. You truly must believe it, and then you'll see it. We've been trained that you have to see it. You have to see it, then you'll believe it. That's living from the outside in. We're subject to the objective outside world. No. We have to believe it, then we will see it. We're living from the inside out. We work from subjective, just like that chapter read, subjective control, subjective inner world, to the objective. Not the other way, not objective to subjective. We must do subjective to the objective, inside out, not outside in. Not seeing and believing, but believing and seeing. So it's excluded from view because we can only see the contents of our own consciousness. Just expand our consciousness and then we'll be able to see it. It is the function of an assumption to call back the things that we excluded from view and restore full vision. We have to restore full vision to our fullness capacities, to everything that's possible. But over time, over life, growing up, we get fearful, smaller, we doubt, we get bitter or cynical or jaded, and all we can see is this. And when people are like, you could do whatever you want, dream, you're like, shut up. This is all I can see. Because that's all that you've gotten so small. Take the blinders off. I know it's scary. That's why we don't want to do it. Take the blinders off and see everything. Let your vision be restored. Restore full vision. It is not the world. It's not the world, but your assumptions that change. It's not the outside that will change. It's the inside that will change. Or it's actually not the outside that must change. It's the inside that must change. An assumption brings the invisible into sight. It is nothing more nor less than seeing with the eye of God, i.e. imagination. We've talked about this. Seeing with our imagination. Everything comes from that faculty. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. For the Lord, remember the Lord, where's our little guy? There we go. The Lord. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth with his eyeballs, right? These are, remember, our five senses. Let's just make this more clear. So these are our eyeballs from our outside senses. Every animal has this. Dog, cats, horses. We have all these higher faculties, right? We weren't just meant to be animalistic. So the Lord in us seeth not as man, not as our physical eyes see the world. For man, us, looketh on the outer appearances. We look around, we live from the outside in. But the Lord, the higher self in us, the God in us, looketh on the heart. Remember? Our heart. That's really where our heart of hearts, our psyche, where everything comes from. All creation starts. If our heart's not in it or we're not feeling it, it ain't gonna happen. The heart is the primary organ of sense, hence the first cause of experience. When you look on the heart, you are looking at your assumptions. When you look at your heart, you're looking at your assumptions. This is where all of our assumptions lie, our true beliefs. What are we getting involved in? Are you assuming the worst? Are you assuming the best? What assumptions do you have? What is in your rule book? What are the commandments in the rule book of your life that have been etched over and over and over? Are they good or are they bad? Do you assume the best? Do you assume the worst? When you look on the heart, you are looking at your assumptions. Assumptions determine your experience. Watch your assumptions with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Assumptions have the power to assumptions. Our assumptions have the power of objective realization. This has the power. This is where our results come from. When we look at our world and we're like, oh my God, why is this happening? Sure as shit. Where are they coming from? Our psyche, our beliefs, what we're emotionally involved in, our heart. What seeds we're planting in this fertile soil is the harvest we reap. Assumptions, everything here, has the power of objective realization. If it's here, it's going to be here. It's the printer. If we sent the print job out here, it's coming out. Good or bad, ugly or pretty. That's why we have to watch your assumptions. Watch what's in here. Watch what you plant. Watch what you get emotionally involved with all diligence. For out of it are all the issues of life. Every event in the visible world is the result of an assumption or an idea in the unseen world. Holy guacamole. Every event in the visible world with our eyeballs, remember, where's my little eyeball guy? Every single event in the visible world that we look at is the result of an assumption or an idea of the unseen world, the inner world. The present moment is all important, for it is only in the present moment that our assumptions can be controlled. That's why you have to stay in the present moment, because that's where we make all of our assumptions that lead to the future. The present moment is all important, for it is only in the present moment that our assumptions can be controlled. The future must become the present. Right now, as you listen to this, and as I sit here in the present moment, this at one point was the future. When I went to bed last night, this was the future. But now it's the present. When I go to bed tonight, that's the future. But when I crawl into bed tonight, that's the present. The future must become the present in your mind if you would wisely operate the law of assumption. So the future must become the present. We must live in the future because we are dictating how our future is going to go based on how we are in the present moment. The future comes first. Don't you love my drawings? This is me. My headlight that I'm shining, which I assume it's positive. I'm focused on positive things. I'm filling my mind with positive assumptions and positive expectations and positive things. That's the future. Just like headlights on a car. Where our lights are shining is where the car will go. Where are your lights shining? Where are you focused? In the future, how do you see the future? How do you see the future? Because guess what? Boop, boop, boop. You'll end up there. Make it good. Make it beautiful. We must dwell in the future in the present. We must dwell in the future in the present. Right now, as I sit in front of you, I am dwelling in my future. I am painting my future. And I will get there. It will become the present. The future must become the present in your mind if you would wisely operate the law of assumption. The future becomes the present when you imagine that you already are what you will be when your assumption is fulfilled. Be still, least action, and know that you are that which you desire to be. The end of longing should be being. Translate your dream into being. So the end of longing, how many of us, I was for a long time just, always wanting, always longing. It's just never right. It's just when something good happens, it might last for a couple days, but then the next thing, God, why can't I ever just be happy? When is it ever going to end? This is a famous little drawing I use in my morning. Okay. The end of longing. So let me find here. I'll do this. Okay. This is always us. This is longing for the carrot, whatever the dream is, whatever we want. Look, he's mad. The end of longing. We just keep walking, but guess what? The carrot just keeps moving. We never get there. Do you see this? If this is us in our life always, we will never get there. It's always in the future. But this is saying that we must already see ourselves with it. Look, we got the carrot. I wrote a little note there. Anyways, this is how you must dwell. The carrot, your future, anything you want is already in your hand. Live like that. Emotionally get involved. We have to live in our imagination, the present, the future in the present. We cannot live in just the present. Or this will always just be in the future. We got to make the future present. Have it. The end of longing should be being. The end of longing should be being. Already got the carrot. Already have it. Translate your dream of wanting into having it. Perpetual construction of future states. Okay, so continuing to construct the future states without consciousness of already being them. So just always daydreaming. One day I'm building these big dreams in the future, but I don't have it yet. But I want this. Yeah, I'm going to do all these great things. But right now I'm just So perpetual construction of future states without the consciousness of already being them. That is picturing your desire without actually assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, is the fallacy and mirage of mankind. That's this. Perpetual construction of future states. We're always just dreaming. It's always out in front of us in the future. Always in the future. One day, one day, one day. Perpetual construction of future states. This is the future state. Without the consciousness, without being here, already seeing ourselves with it. It's the worst thing you can do. It's the biggest racket. We will never get the carrot. We have to see ourselves, feel ourselves with the carrot. And that's an inside job. Then that will lead you eventually to the carrot. And some people can say, well, what if I have these great expectations and these wonderful things and it doesn't happen? Boo fucking who? Get back up. You can handle it. I was sharing that this morning. I had such a strong feeling of like, wait a minute. Why do people say, well, you shouldn't have expectations? Don't get your expectations up, because what if it doesn't? Oh, who cares? Make new ones. I can handle it. I'm a big girl. So great expectations is already assuming you're there. It's walking into the heaven of your mind, of your life, and sitting in the front row, VIP section. And they'll be like, well, how embarrassing. You're assuming that you're VIP. What if somebody comes up and says, excuse me, ma'am, get to the back bleachers? I'd be like, okay, great. Thank you. This was lovely. I'll be back. But what if I never had the assumption and expectation? I would have walked in, sat where it smells like doo-doo, maybe in the crappy seats. And then if my assumption wasn't filled, I'd be like, see, I should have just been here. So I'd be there the whole time in the shit. Or what if I was like, oh, I want to, and then someone's like, excuse me, ma'am, you belong in VIP. It's like, oh, I could have been there the whole time. Never choose the crappy seats. Never choose to assume the worst. We have these horrible sayings. Expectations are disappointments in waiting. Expect the worst, but hope for the best. Or expect whatever. Expect the best and prepare for the worst. Whatever. Expect the good all the time. Screw it. If it doesn't happen, you can handle it. Knock it off. I'm on fire. All right. The future becomes the present when you imagine that you already what you will be when your assumption is fulfilled. The future becomes the present when you walk straight up to the VIP section and imagine that that's where already you belong. Be still and stay there in VIP in your mind or any dream you have. And know that you are that which you desire to be. You deserve the VIP. And that's another thing, man. When we are afraid to assume the best, what does that say about our self-worth? What do we think we're worthy of, that we're deserving? That's called low self-esteem. Unworthiness. The end of longing should be being. Perpetual construction of the future states without the consciousness of already being them, that is, picturing your desire without actually assuming. So that's what this is. So perpetual construction of, oh, VIP, I want to be there so bad. Oh, I want to be in the front row, best of the best, without walking straight up and sitting your ass in the VIP section in your mind. You're already there. If you don't do that, you're just fooling yourself of saying, no, I'll stay back and here. And then if it happens, then I'll go up to the VIP section. No, you got to already be in the VIP section. If you stay back and wait for permission from yourself or whoever, because that's an illusion, that's a mirage. It's simply just futile daydreaming. Whatever you're dreaming about, whatever you're wishing about, whatever you want, if you do not right here, right now, Tuesday, July 27th, imagine yourself and walk out of your house when you end this, watching this. You already that person. Act, dress, talk, walk, sleep like that person. If you don't do that, you're just daydreaming and it will always be in the future. Be there now. It's already yours. Feel it. Feel it. Feeling is the secret. Feel it. Assume it. It's already yours. There's no right or wrong way to do it. If it doesn't happen exactly in the package, because it's not about the package, it's the feeling of how you'd feel. And if it doesn't work out, oh, boo-hoo, whatever, you can handle it. It's okay. I'm going to live in great, ridiculous, bonkers expectation of the best. And if it doesn't happen, bring it on, baby. On to the next one. Knock it off. We're not afraid of getting our hopes up. I would rather live and have my hopes up. And if I fall, it's okay. I have the stamina to get back. But having my hopes up and they all work out, guess what? I got to stay there the whole damn time. I didn't F around with this bullcrap first floor crap. I'm penthouse, baby. Penthouse. I love this chapter. The effortless way. Everything's already yours. Be there. Don't just dream about it. Be about it. Inside Talk Show. It's an inside job. We got this, team. Have a wonderful Tuesday. If you ever want to talk to me, message me, please. I am a pleasure to speak with. Have a wonderful day.